Let's go to the big visitor to Grace House shores today. US Secretary of State Antony Blinken touched down in Melbourne ahead of tomorrow's Quad meeting. Quad, of course, Australia, United States, India and Japan. Greg, you had the honour of interviewing Blinken this afternoon for The Australian. How did you find him? What did he tell you?
Look, he's a very impressive guy, as you'd expect. You don't get to be Secretary of State of the most powerful nation in the history of the world without that. I think he's pretty resolved about standing up to the China challenge. But let me give you a scoop, Peter. Mr Blinken told me that China now, in his view, aims to achieve world domination. It aims to dominate the world economically, militarily, politically and diplomatically. That it wants to break apart the liberal world order that we've prospered under since World War II and impose its own world order, which would be characterised by illiberalism. So I'll have a full report about this in The Australian tomorrow, and there'll be some of it on our website tonight. But I thought, so Mr Blinken is a very, very sophisticated, erudite, well-spoken man, but I thought this was pretty blunt speaking. And that was admirable. It's a very serious visit. He's out here for 3 days, which is an eternity in the life of a Secretary of State, in the middle of the Russia-Ukraine crisis. So I think he's sending clear messages about the importance of Australia, the importance of the Quad, and the importance of the China challenge in the Indo-Pacific.
That line about China, it's been intimated behind closed doors, certainly in my time in meetings I sat in, but I can't recall it being spoken openly on the public record. Can you?
No, so I can't absolutely exhaustively say that he's never said this before, but I suspect we may be a world scoop here. And this is a very dramatic moment because we've understood for a long time that China wants to dominate its own neighbourhood. Then we understood for a long time it wanted to dominate Southeast Asia. Then we understood for a long time it wanted to dominate the Indo-Pacific. Now the Americans have come to the assessment that China wants to dominate the world, like the Soviet Union did in the Cold War, but China is much more powerful than the Soviet Union was in the Cold War. The other assessment the Americans have come to, though Mr Blinken didn't say this to me, is that China is much more, well, he did say this, China is much more aggressive than it used to be. And I believe the Americans have also come to the assessment, he didn't say this, that China is much more willing to embrace risk than it has been before. So you can't rely on it being risk averse and cautious. Now, you can be sure that if he's saying this publicly, this is backed by an absolute mountain of analysis and information and intelligence privately.
You bet.
And I think he's doing a service to the international debate by letting us know about it.
All right, well, we'll look forward to The Australian tomorrow. Greg Sheridan, as always, thank you for your time.